What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? The Minnesota Timberwolves have risen from the dead. They went down. They were up 2-0 after taking two in Denver. It looks like they had the series in the palm of their hands. Denver said absolutely not and proceeded to win three straight games on them to force a 3-2 going back to Minnesota. I thought Denver was or Minnesota was done. I think the whole world thought Minnesota was done, but they didn't think they were done. They cooked tonight, bro. That was a fantastic win for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Most impressive, probably like that's probably the biggest win in franchise history for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And let's get right into it. Yeah, let's see here. Come on. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Let's start with the Nuggets. Let's start with the Nuggets here. So the Nuggets were not in their bag tonight. They could not shoot the ball to save their lives. If you look here, they shot 19.4% from three. That is terrible considering credit. Let's give credit to Stat Moves here. They shoot 37.4% on the season. So that's like almost half of what they usually shoot. The Nuggets were not in their bag in terms of shooting the three tonight. And that is ultimately what lost them this game and why they got their asses kicked tonight. Nikola Jokic was the only player on the Nuggets to score over 20. I think he was the only one who really looked like the only one you like can't blame for this game, even though Jokic didn't have his best game by far. I thought there were times where he could have been more aggressive, but he wasn't. But I mean, a lot of Jokic's game is when they double him, he passes out to guys. He always finds the wide open man, and they got to hit the three. Tonight, they did not hit the three to save their lives. Like it was a brick fest from Denver. So you pretty much not only was Jokic not aggressive, you just take off like half of his game in his passing if his guys can't hit his wide open looks. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Give credit to the Timberwolves defense. They played fantastic defense the whole game. But some of those shots were wide open that you just got to hit if you're Denver, and they didn't hit them. So, yeah, Jokic, although it wasn't his best game offensively by any means, you can't blame the loss on him because he threw some dimes out there that just did not result in any threes like at all. So yeah, let's talk about the rest of the team. Aaron Gordon was the only other guy that was like okay. I mean, he pretty much just had this classic Aaron Gordon night. Like, let's look at his averages on the season. Give credit to Basketball Reference here. Shout out Basketball Reference. God, I suck with technology. Okay, he's averaging 15.6 in the postseason. He had 12. So I mean, you really can't blame this on Aaron Gordon shooting 50% from three. I know Aaron Gordon has been lights out from three for Aaron Gordon standards in the postseason, but I wouldn't blame this on Aaron Gordon as well. The guy I think this loss falls on the most is Jamal Murray. I'm going to be honest. You shoot 4 for 18 and you're the second option, dude. That's terrible. Jamal Murray was like god awful tonight. 2 for 7 from three, 4 for 18 from the field. Like didn't get to the line once. Jamal Murray was terrible in this game. He looked more like he did in games one and game two. I feel like this whole series though, Jamal Murray's been like kind of quiet. I'm gonna be honest, and that might just be because he was so damn loud in the damn Lakers series with his 2 game winners. But yeah, he's been averaging 20.2 in the postseason this year, and like yeah, he's not. Oh, I don't know what I just did. I'm gonna be honest. There we go. Okay, yeah, Jamal Murray has not been in his bag. Let's look at his average. Let's look at his averages versus the Lakers and compare them against the Nuggets or against the Timberwolves. So yeah, he's averaging like 26 points per game. Um, you look at these games against the Lakers this year, it's 22, 20. He didn't score a single game under 20. So yeah, and then let's see how he's doing against the see how he's doing against the Timberwolves in comparison. Yeah, let's see here. Okay. 10, 16, 19, 24, 8, 17. Yeah. Only one game over 20. So give credit to that Wolves defense, man. Like they are giving Jamal Murray a really hard time in this series. Like he's not getting the shots he wanted. he looks totally off, like totally more uncomfortable against the Timberwolves than he did against the Lakers. And yeah, that's a big reason why the Nuggets lost tonight, because Jamal Murray did not deliver like at all. KCP 2 for 6. Yeah, he was just a guy out there. The Nuggets bench was awful in this game, man. Like they didn't have a bench point until like the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure. They were straight garbage. So yeah, I mean, I would say everyone outside of Jokic was underwhelming, just to say the least. Especially Jamal Murray was just fucking terrible, man. But Jokic, he didn't have his best game. I wouldn't blame it on him just because he was throwing some good passes and the guys were just not hitting their shots. But he could have had a better game to keep it closer. I will say that, but can't blame it all on him. Going from the losers to the winners. This is the biggest game in Timberwolves franchise history, probably, and they took the dub. Shout out to the Timberwolves, man. Anthony Edwards had the worst game of his postseason career last game, and he bounced back with one of his better games of the postseason. Let me look at Anthony. Let's see. Shout out to StatMuse, man. I haven't really used it in any of my videos, but we're using it a lot today. Let's see Anthony Edwards postseason stats. I want to see. I want to see what some of these stats are. Like, okay. I don't know why I didn't use basketball reference for this, but yeah. Oh my God. He's averaging 30 points a game. He's in his bag. Let's see how he's been doing this series against the Nuggets. I did not spell Nuggets correctly. Sorry, guys. I suck at spelling. 27, 18, 44, 19, 27, and then 43. Holy shit, dude. Anthony Edwards is something. He's like insane. But yeah, this is just like one of his better games of the Nuggets series. I mean, obviously it's not 43 and 44 points, but like it's much better than this 18 points, this 18-point effort that he had in game 5. So yeah, give credit to Anthony Edwards. The dude is just a stud. I thought he was done, I'm not gonna lie, when he fell over and he hurt his back. But he came right back in and hit his free throws, hit a nice mid-range J a little bit after. Shout out to Anthony Edwards, man. He's just like such an exciting player to watch. I don't even think he's at his peak yet, man. His peak is going to be insane. We'll see what happens with Minnesota, but like I think Anthony Edwards is going to win him a ring, man. You just gotta get. I would say you just gotta get another playmaker in there for him going down the line here. Mike Conley, he didn't play last game, came back and was a big help for the Timberwolves. 3 for 6 from three. Shout out Mike Conley, man. Cat, he gave a lot of hustle. I'll say that about Cat tonight. But this is an underwhelming game from Cat, but they didn't need it from him. He gave a lot of hustle on those rebounds. So shout out Cat in that aspect. 0 for 4 from three, that's very uncharacteristic of Cat, considering he's the self-proclaimed best three-point shooter, shooting big in the of all time. And I would honestly agree with him on that. But tonight he was terrible from three. I mean, like not his best offensive game, but they didn't need it. Rudy Gobert, he had a solid game as well. Good on the rebounds. That's the key for Cat and Rudy. Although they weren't like offensively not producing that well, but they were giving it all on their rebounds. And that is a huge reason that they won this game. I know they didn't grab any O boards in the second half, but they had all 11 of these, I believe, in the first half. So they were in their bag. And you look at their rebounding compared to the Nuggets and T-Wolves. Um, Defensive rebounds, the Timberwolves had like 18 or 19 more. So they were in their bag. Total rebounds, 19 more. Like shout out to Timberwolves, man. They had so much to prove in this game, and they proved it all, man. Like, yeah. But where would the Timberwolves be without this guy? You know, they got Jokic, but the T-Wolves got Jaden McDaniels. He was in his bag tonight. I mean, this guy is awesome to watch when he is on. He hasn't been shooting the three great in this series, but tonight he turned it all around. And how about that putback that he had right before the half as well? That was a huge play, I feel like. Because I feel like the Nuggets were gaining a little bit of momentum, and then he just put that in. I feel like, I don't know. That's a big thing. You gotta score the last points in the quarter. But that's just me. Yeah. McDaniels was everywhere tonight, man. Like 1 steal, 2 blocks. He like really stuffed the stat sheet. 21 points. Like he was in his bag and he shot 8 for 10. That is really, really good. So yeah, definitely the most impactful players for Minnesota tonight were Ant and Jaden McDaniels. And those are the two guys that got interviewed post game, as they should, because they were in their bag. Don't sleep on Rudy Gobert and Cat with those rebounds, though. I'll say that. especially Cat with 4 offensive rebounds. That's good. That's good. But they won this game because they Ant and Jaden McDaniels. So shout out those guys. No really notable performances off the bench for the Timberwolves. I'm not gonna lie, the starters did most of the cooking tonight. Um, Nas Reed, not a good night, honestly. Like 0 for 4 from three, 4 for 12 from the field. So like Nas Reed didn't really give you much offensively, but just like Cat and Gobert gave you a lot rebounding. So shout out Nas Reed for giving the hustle, even though his shots weren't falling. Um, oh, Nikhil Alexander Walker was good in this game. He was fantastic. He had some threes. He had 3 for 5 from three, and that was his field goal percentage as well. So shout out Nikhil Alexander Walker for hitting his threes. But yeah, I would say the T-Wolves bench, honestly, tonight, like hustle wise, A plus, but like offensively, they had like an average game. I'm gonna be honest. Like nothing really like stood out that much for like the bench. It was mainly Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards like leading the way offensively, but like the hustle was great. But like the production was solid, but like the hustle made it everything. And of course, their defensive effort tonight was fantastic. Holding their reigning champs to 70 points, that is no easy task. So shout out the T Wolves, man. They were in their bag in this game. Like defensively hustling, like this was T Wolves basketball, man. Like they weren't looking like the T Wolves in the past 3 games, but boy, did they bring it back tonight. And it was worrisome at first, I feel like, because the Nuggets were up like 8-2 or something like that. And then the T Wolves end the quarter. Oh no, hold on. Let me do some math here. Yeah, they were up like 8-2. The T Wolves end the quarter on a 29-6 run. And then they had a 20-0 run in there as well. So like that was awesome, man. That is like this is the T Wolves you want. This is the T Wolves we expect. So shout out to them for performing tonight and stepping up to the plate and their biggest game of their franchise's history, possibly. So this raises the question. Game 7, 2 best words in sports, man. Who's gonna win it? I know the T Wolves just popped off. I know Anthony Edwards is in his bag. I know Jaden McDaniels is him. All of the momentum is for Minnesota right now. But come on. I mean, I love the Timberwolves, but I think the Nuggets are going to win this game 7. Like, I think they're going to win it. I think it could be a close game, though. If the T Wolves bring the effort like this, they can absolutely win the game 7. But I just don't think. I think Nikola Jokic is going to ball, and I think Jamal Murray, although he's been struggling, he's going to find something here. Like I feel like it's now or never for Jamal Murray. Like if they lose, this is like Jamal Murray's worst postseason by far, and like are obviously like his worst playoff series ever. But like I think the Nuggets are going to respond in Game 7 and get it done. I love the Timberwolves. I love what they did in Game 6. I love what they did in Games 1 and 2 as well. But I just think the Nuggets are the reigning champs for the reason. Nikola Jokic is an MVP. He is a 3-time MVP for a reason. He won the MVP for a reason this year. As much as I can be a Jokic hater at times, he won the MVP. He is the MVP for a reason. I think the Nuggets get it done in 7. But shout out to the Timberwolves, man. Whatever happens, it was a fantastic season for them. I thought the Gobert trade was awful. I thought it like was the worst trade because how much they gave up. And last year it looked like a bad trade because the Wolves were only like the 8 seed, but it gave them a season to click and they clicked and they were the #1 defense this year. Like you've really seen, especially in games 1, 2, and 6, not really games 3, 4, and 5. Like I'm gonna be honest, but 1, 2, and 6, you really saw why they were the best defense in the NBA and why trading for Gobert was a good idea. Even though I think Gobert can be an overrated defender at times with his inability to guard guys on the perimeter, but like I feel like his paint presence just kind of brought everything together, I guess you could say. So shout out to Minnesota. I hope they win Game 7 because I don't want to see Jokic win another ring. I want to see someone new win it, just as long as it's not the Celtics. So shout out Minnesota. Yeah, that's all from me. I'm just a yapper who don't know ball. If you're watching this video, I appreciate you. See you all in the next one.